Oh, Emmerdale fans, deep breaths. Everyone take a nice, deep breath. Are you sitting down? Because you're going to need to be. If you, like me, thought the most chaotic thing our favorite village could throw at us this year was the heart-wrenching, soul-destroying love triangle between Mackenzie Boyd, Charity Dingle, and Chloe Harris, then you were so wrong. We were all so blissfully, naively wrong. The latest episode, which dropped on ITVX like a ton of emotionally devastating bricks, didn't just nudge Mac's storyline along. It strapped it to a rocket, lit the fuse, and fired it directly into the sun. Forget everything you thought you knew about the charming, roguish, but ultimately good-hearted Mackenzie. The man is harboring secrets so dark they make the Dingle family's rap sheet look like a list of overdue library books. And I'm not talking about one little slip-up. We're talking about two major, life-altering crimes that have just come crashing into the light. Let's just set the scene, shall we? For months, our collective hearts have been put through the ringer. We've watched Mac, a man who finally seemed to have found his soulmate in the fiery, magnificent Charity, throw it all away for a one-night stand that resulted in the beautiful baby Reuben. We've seen him torn, trying to be a father to his son while desperately trying to hold on to the woman he truly loves. It's been messy. It's been painful. We've all picked a side, and let's be honest, switched it a few times. We thought the central conflict was about love, loyalty, and parenthood. How innocent we were. That, it turns out, was just the appetizer. The main course is a feast of felonies. Crime number 1, the ghost of scams past. The first crack in Mac's carefully constructed facade appears with the arrival of a new, yet horribly familiar face in the woolpack. Remember those vague stories Mac told about his life before he arrived in the village? The wheeling, the dealing, the slightly dodgy but will laugh-it-off schemes. Well, one of those schemes just walked in, ordered a pint, and brought with it a storm of trouble. It turns out that several years ago, Mac was involved in a high-end car theft ring. This wasn't just nicking a few stereos. This was a sophisticated operation involving faked logbooks, cloned plates, and selling stolen luxury cars to unsuspecting buyers. Mac, with his silver tongue and quick thinking, was the frontman, the salesman. He was good at it, too good. The problem is, the man who took the fall for the entire operation, a genuinely dangerous character named Marcus, has just been released from prison. And he's come to Emmerdale with one thing on his mind: compensation. He believes Mac owes him, not just for the lost years, but for the hush money he was promised and never received. The confrontation between them, tucked away in a quiet corner of the village, was electric with menace. We saw a side of Mac we've never seen before. Not cheeky Mac or lovesick Mac or even guilty Mac. This was terrified Mac. The panic in his eyes was visceral. Marcus's threats weren't idle. He made it chillingly clear he knows all about Charity, Chloe, and a precious baby boy named Reuben. He knows exactly where Mac lives and what he stands to lose. Suddenly, Mac's money worries aren't just about child support. They're about survival. This isn't just a mistake from his past. It's a debt collector at the door, and the currency he deals in is fear. Crime number 2, the unforgivable secret. As if being tangled up with a vengeful ex-con wasn't enough, the true bombshell, the one that rewrites Mackenzie's entire history, comes tumbling out because of it. And this is the one that's truly hard to swallow. Pressured by Marcus and desperate for cash, Mac makes a frantic, whispered phone call trying to pull together funds. But he's not careful enough. Charity, whose instincts have been honed by a lifetime of Dingle drama, overhears a fragment of the conversation. A name, a place, and a sentence that makes her blood run cold. No one can ever know what really happened that night. What follows is a masterclass in soap opera tension. Charity, hurt and suspicious, doesn't confront him directly. Instead, she does some digging, and what she uncovers is a secret far worse than a car scam. It's a secret of flesh and blood. It turns out that the night their car theft ring was finally busted, it wasn't because of brilliant police work. It was because of a catastrophic, tragic accident. Mac, driving a stolen car at reckless speeds, was involved in a hit-and-run. He struck a young woman, a university student, leaving her with life-changing injuries. In the ensuing chaos and panic, he and Marcus fled the scene. Marcus was caught nearby, but Mac got away. He let his partner take the rap for everything, including the accident, and he vanished, eventually washing up in Emmerdale, reinventing himself as a lovable rogue. Just let that sink in. The charming smile, the easygoing banter. The man who cradled his newborn son with such tenderness. All of it has been built on a foundation of the most profound and cowardly lie. He didn't just run from a crime scene, he ran from his conscience. He allowed another person's life to be ruined, both the victims and his partners, to save his own skin. The final scene of the episode is one for the Emmerdale history books. Charity, armed with this horrific truth, finally confronts him. There are no Woolpack dramatics, no village square shouting match. It's quiet, contained, and all the more devastating for it. She lays out the facts, her voice trembling not with rage, but with a deep, cavernous disappointment. You watch the color drain from Mackenzie's face. You see the denial, the stuttering excuses, and then the complete and utter collapse. The mask doesn't just slip, it shatters into a million pieces. Through gut-wrenching sobs, he confesses everything. The fear, the panic, the shame he has carried every single day since. But it's too late. As he looks at Charity, he doesn't see anger. He sees revulsion. He sees the end. The love he fought so hard to win back has been irrevocably poisoned. How can you love a man you can no longer recognize? Where does Emmerdale even go from here? This changes everything. This isn't just about Mac choosing between two women anymore. He is a serious criminal. He is a man who destroyed a life and let someone else pay the price. What happens when Chloe finds out? When Maura, his fiercely protective sister, learns the brother she loves is a monster in disguise? What about the law? Marcus isn't the only one who can expose him. For the first time, it feels like there might be no way back for Mackenzie Boyd. The writers have taken a beloved, complex character and detonated his entire identity. It's a bold, terrifying, and utterly brilliant move. I am shocked, I am heartbroken, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what happens next. What do you think? Is there any redemption for Mac after this? Drop your theories in the comments. I'm going to need to talk about this with someone. My head is still spinning.